remember the part of the movie where she went into the radio station and asked them to play this song, and then she said the word horny on the air, and they threw her out? She forgot it meant happy? I don't know, I've said it 15 times on the air. Maybe that's why they don't play me anymore. But yeah, I went to this party for Loretta Lynn, and I was so excited because we pulled up, and I've seen the Coal Miner's Daughter movie at least like 10,000 times, right? So I'm living in Canada as a kid, watching the movie over and over again, going, that is going to be my life. I'm going to be Loretta Lynn. I did, seriously. And so as I'm pulling in the driveway for this party, it's an hour and a half out of Nashville, by the way, so I'm driving an hour and a half in the rain to get to Loretta. It's like this quest for Loretta. So I'm driving up the driveway, and I see the house that's in the movie, and I'm like freaking out. So the party was actually in the back in the museum. They now have a museum back there, and they had this big tent for everybody to stand in. But in the museum was the bus that was in the movie too, the Coal Miner's Daughter bus. I got to go on the bus. I'm on my bus all the time, and I was excited about getting on Loretta's bus because it was the one in the movie. And so I'm going in the back of the bus, and I'm seeing these scenes from the movie playing out in my mind, where she was like reaching for the pills in the back lounge because she couldn't get to sleep or whatever. It was the 70s. I think everybody was reaching for pills in the 70s. But and then there's in the front of the bus where Tommy Lee Jones played her husband. He was counting out all the money that they'd made, and I was like that ever really happens. But anyway, so I'm sitting there like looking at all this stuff, and then there was the Jeep where he smashed it on the mountain when he was going down the mountain, and they had all this stuff in the movie, and I was just flipping out. And then around the corner comes Loretta Lynn herself. She was like really, really tiny, and I've met her twice before, but one time I met her, I was standing beside Billy Dean. I was invisible. Totally invisible. So this time I was going to make it count. So I got in line for my meet and greet to meet Loretta. And I did. And I was standing there, and I was all excited. I went up to her, and she saw me, and she said, "Oh, my Terri Clark, I just love you so much, darling. I love you so much, and we've known each other for years. For years. And then she goes, "Nobody ever will forget Daddy's hands."
Her song. Tapping the tail.
And so I wanted to tell Holly Dunn you said that, but I didn't. And then, of course, the next thing that came to my mind is I wanted to say, and I always love Stand By Your Man. Honestly, Loretta's probably been in a few bar fights. I believe she pulled my heart out. In the 70s, I think there was this rivalry between her and Tammy Wynette. I heard there was anyway, and I heard one time Loretta Lynn, they gave them all nicknames, like George Jones was No-Show, Jones the Possum, and Tammy Wynette was the first lady of country music, and Loretta Lynn was the queen of country music, and I heard that Loretta one time said, "Well, I don't know why they call her the first lady of country music. There is no president of it." She's cute. Anyway, but I've been inspired to learn Daddy's Hands just because Loretta seems to know that song. I remember Daddy's hands, oh, that silently impressed, reaching out to hold me when I had a nightmare. Remember that song?
Yep.
Not my song. Thank you. Well, even though Loretta Lynn doesn't know all my songs, I know a lot of her songs. Because when I was growing up in Canada, I really didn't have my own hit songs or anything, so I wrote my own songs, but nobody really cared to hear them back then. So I used to learn a lot of other people's songs, and I learned a lot of Loretta Lynn songs, a lot of Patsy Cline songs, a lot of Reba McEntire songs. I learned all the old Reba songs, though after Fancy, she kind of lost me. I had trouble recreating songs like Fancy with a guitar like this. It didn't work so well. And then I moved to Nashville when I was 18, 5 years ago, and Why is that so damn funny? When I moved to Nashville, I got a job playing at a place called Tootsie's Orchid Lounge. And Tootsie's about to celebrate its 50 years in the music business too. I'm going to be hosting a big old thing in Nashville on November 7th with Mel Tillis. It could be a very long show. Figure it out. And I'm really excited about that. But when I worked at Tootsie's, it was a real war zone down there on Lower Broadway. The cops were always down there trying to clean things up because it was not a pleasant place to be. And I'm so happy to see Tootsie's really doing so well now and flourishing. Tootsie's has cleaned itself up, and so have I. But I'm going to do a few songs that I used to play at Tootsie's, songs that I sat around my bedroom learning when I was a kid.